Hello, today we will be discussing the previous year question paper of IIT JAM Biotechnology Section A. So our first question is deficiency of enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase causes phenylketonuria. Okay, phenylalanine hydroxylase converts phenylalanine to. So first we will understand what happens in the case of phenylketonuria. In the case of phenylketonuria, the phenylalanine gets accumulated within the tissues. Okay, accumulate, and this accumulation of phenylalanine makes it to form phenyl pyruvic acid. Okay, this phenyl pyruvic acid is very dangerous and will affect the brain. It is the causative agent for damaging the brain. Okay, this will damage the brain. Okay, so this is the whole pathway of phenylketonuria. This is actually an autosomal recessive disorder and it is a genetic disorder, so it is passed on from parent to the offspring. This is a pathway of phenylketonuria, and in the normal humans this phenylalanine gets converted to tyrosine with the help of an enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. So the correct answer is here C. Next question. T cells and B cells are. So it is a very basic question. We know that T and B cells are our blood cells. Okay, so C option here cannot be true because epithelial cells are not the blood cells. And also D option is wrong because squamous cells are not part of the blood cells. So any of the option from A and B can be the correct. So first, to understand what is the correct answer, we need to understand what is hematopoiesis. Every blood cell in our body has derived from a hematopoietic stem cell. Okay, so hematopoietic stem cell, I am writing it in the short form, hematopoietic stem cells, they undergo division and divide into two type of lineages. One is myeloid lineage, another is lymphoid lineage. Okay, so here this myeloid lineage again divides into different type of blood cells like basophils, eosinophils, erythrocytes, platelets, and different kinds of blood cells. Whereas this lymphoid lineage divides into two types of cells, that is T cell and B cell. So the T and B cells have derived from lymphoid lineage. So the correct answer is lymphocytes. Okay, so coming to the next question. In humans, the testis temperature is maintained below the core body temperature with the help of. So, the normal body temperature of human being is 37 degrees Celsius, but whereas in the males, the reproductive part of the male has to be maintained below the body temperature so that there is a proper spermatogenesis and production of sperms. Okay, so let us see what is the correct answer in the case of male reproductive system, which helps in the maintaining of the temperature of testes. So proximal tubule is absolutely wrong answer because proximal tubule is a part of nephron, which is again a part of kidney. Okay, and loop of Henle is not the answer because loop of Henle is also part of nephron. Scrotum and seminal vesicles, yes, they are part of male reproductive system. But here seminal vesicles is not the answer because seminal vesicles help in maintaining the fluid content in the testes and not the temperature. So here scrotum is the correct answer, which helps in maintaining the lower temperature of the testes, which helps in the production of sperms. Next question. Protein that helps other proteins to fold correctly is. So here desmosome cannot be the answer because we know desmosomes is an adherent protein. Adherent protein means they help in adhering, sticking. I can't say sticking. They help in attaching to cells which has to be attached. So this is an adherent protein. And ubiquitin is not the answer because ubiquitin helps in indirectly it helps in degrading a protein. It tags the protein which has to be degraded. Okay, after tagging it, it goes to the proteasome and later on proteasome degrades it. So ubiquitin is not the answer. And proteasome, how can it be the answer? Because proteasome actually degrades the whole protein which is tagged by the ubiquitin. The right answer is chaperone. So an unfolded protein is bound to the chaperone. Chaperone helps the protein to form its proper structure, and then after forming the proper structure, the protein is released from the chaperone and it is a final in a proper structure. So chaperone is the correct answer. So coming to the next question, the correct sequence of phases during mitosis is. So here many people get confused. So it is a very easy answer. When first what happens is our DNA get condensed. That part of cell cycle mitosis is known as prophase. Okay. So after here we have two prophases. Okay. So after the condensation, the chromosomes align themselves on there is a metaphase plate here. The chromosomes align themselves here in between the cell. Okay, so this stage of mitosis is known as metaphase. So the second of is metaphase here, and here it is anaphase. So the correct answer is A. After metaphase we have anaphase, where these chromosomes move to their opposite axis, and telophase is where these nuclear membranes get separated. So the correct option is A, prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. Next question. In viruses, capsid is made up of. So viruses have a capsid and it is having a nucleic acids within this nuclear membranes. Yeah, so within this capsid. So this capsid, this coat is known as this capsid is made up of proteins. Okay, so the correct answer is protein, and this nucleic acid is made up of nucleic acids. I mean, sorry, this genetic material, RNA or DNA, which is a nucleic acid. Okay, so the correct answer is proteins here. The capsid is made up of protein. It is not made up of lipid or sterols. Second question. The common component of crustacean exoskeleton and fungal cell wall is. So, what is crustacean exoskeleton? It is a part of insects exoskeleton. They have cells. So, in the cells, the exoskeleton which is present is known as crustacean exoskeleton. Okay. So, here lignin and cellulose cannot be the answer because these are the components of plant cell wall. Okay, here peptidoglycan cannot be the answer because this is a part of bacterial cell wall. So here the right answer is chitin, which is actually the part of crustacean exoskeleton and fungal cell wall. Coming to the next question. The correct sequence of evolution, simplest to complex, is. So we know that plants have evolved and they are divided into two based on their habitat. One is aquatic, another is land living plants. Okay, so aquatic, the example of aquatically evolved plant is algae. And the land plants are again divided based on the presence and absence of vascular bundles. So what are vascular bundles? They are the xylem and phloem. So xylem absence and xylem present. So xylem and phloem helps in the transport of water and minerals from one part of the plant to the other part. Okay, so here absence of xylem, example is bryophyte, example ferns. Okay, the next is xylem presence. So they are divided into two. Are they forming spores or they are forming seeds for the reproduction? So here seeds forming are divided into two, which are angiosperms and gymnosperms, based on whether they are producing seeds within the fruit body or outside the fruit body. Okay, so let us see. I'm so sorry, here the example of bryophyte is not ferns. Spores forming bodies are ferns. I'm extremely sorry. Okay, so here let us see what is the correct answer. Here for in the evolution, first we have algae, which are aquatic. So here algae we have, here we have algae. Next is bryophyte. So here we have bryophytes. Next we have ferns. We have ferns here, and then we have angiosperms. So angiosperms. So correct answer is going to be A, algae, bryophytes, ferns and angiosperms. Simplest to the complex. Next question. During El Nino. So what happens in El Nino is cold water north flowing Peru current is displaced by low nutrient warm southward current. So north flowing Peru is displaced by low nutrient warm southward current. So this is absolutely correct. This is wrong because here it is given cold southward. It is always a warm southward current. So wrong. Here it is given south flowing and south flowing. So this is not south flowing. This is always a north flowing Peru current. Next question. Match the deficiency conditions in group 1 with the conditions corresponding vitamin in group 2. So this is actually a question which has to be memorized actually. Okay, so beriberi here is caused by deficiency of vitamin thiamine. Scurvy is caused by the deficiency of ascorbic acid. Birth defects is caused by the deficiency of folic acid, and night blindness by the deficiency of retinol. So the correct answer is P3Q1. Yeah, so C is the correct answer. So these type of questions, actually we have to know the concept which vitamin deficiency is causing which kind of disease. Okay, so next question. Eutrophication refers to an aging process from a so what happens in eutrophication? From a low ecosystem, there is a production of high ecosystem. Matlab, it develops into a high ecosystem where it uses high nutrients which is present within the water body and produces the algae within the water bodies, and it also undergoes photosynthesis which uses the sunlight. So low production of ecosystem to high production of ecosystem due to the availability of excess nutrients. This is absolutely right. High production of ecosystem to low production of ecosystem. This is absolutely wrong. There is always an production of high ecosystem. Okay, so high production of ecosystem to low production of ecosystem to high production of ecosystem due to light scarcity. No, there is no light scarcity. There is always an abundance of light present. So this is the wrong answer. Next question. Match the enzymes in group 1 with the corresponding substrate in the group 2. So this is also concept based question which we have to remember these things. Okay, which enzyme is having which kind of substrate. Okay, so here pepsin is related to protein, lipase is related to fat, ribosome is related to RNA, amylase is related to the starch. So these are the enzymes and these are the substrates on which these enzymes act upon. So the correct answer P is Q1. Yeah, R has 2, S has 3. Yeah, so B is the correct answer. So next question. In ABO blood group testing, which one of the following is incorrect? So which statement is actually wrong? So first let's understand what happens in blood grouping. So this is our blood cell. It is having an antigen A, and on some cells it is also having an antigen B. So on the cells where antigen A is present, when an antibody A comes and binds with it, it forms an agglutination. It forms an agglutination, and when here B antibody comes and bind, it forms agglutination, and that blood group is B blood group. And when antigen A and antibody A reacts and forms agglutination, then it is it is an A blood group. And when both A and B antigens are present and both antibody A and antibody B are binding, this will form the AB blood group. So let's see the options. When both antibody A and antibody B doesn't bind with these antigens, so then that kind of blood group is O blood group. Okay, so A group agglutination with anti-A antibodies, right? This is absolutely right. B group agglutination with anti-B antibodies. Yes, this is also correct. AB group, no agglutination with either A or anti-B antibodies. This is wrong. When there is an AB blood group, no agglutination is given. Actually, it forms agglutination when antibody A and antibody binds with A. So this is wrong option. And next option is O group. No agglutination with either A or anti-A body. So this is right. When there is no antibody or antibody B binding with it, then it is a O blood group. Coming to the next question. Measure RNA in group 1 with their corresponding functions. So what is snRNA? It is a small interfering RNA, small nuclear RNA. piRNA is PV interacting RNA. SNORA is small nucleolar RNA, and siRNA is small interfering RNA. So snRNA, that is small nuclear RNA, we know it is always taking part in the RNA splicing. Here piRNA, which is PVRNA, PVRNA is always taking part in the germline protection. It helps in the protection of the germline. So here the answer is 4 here. Small nuclear RNA takes part in rRNA processing, that is ribosomal RNA processing. So here it is 1, and SI, that is small interfering RNA, is helping the mRNA degradation, that is specific mRNA which has to be degraded. It is degraded by small interfering RNA. So the correct option here is D option. Next question. Which type of bacterial flagellae in group 1 with their definitions in group 2? So monotrichous, peritrichous, lopotrichous and amphitrichous. We know commonly flagella are present in bacteria. Okay, so they are divided into this. When flagella are present all over the body, they are known as peritrichous. Okay, when flagella is not present, they are known as atrichous. And when only one flagella is present, they are known as monotrichous. And when there are here on the opposite poles one flagella are present, they are known as amphitrichous. Okay, and when there is a presence of several 2 to 3 flagella at only one pole, that is known as lopotrichous. Okay, so these are the types of flagella present. So let's see which is the correct answer is. So monotrichous is a single polar flagellum. Peritrichous is flagella distributed all over the entire cell. Lopotrichous is 2 or more flagella at one pole. Here this one. Okay, 2 or more flagella only at the one pole. And the amphitrichous is flagella only at both poles of the cell. So the correct answer is this is 3. Yeah, so B is the correct answer. Coming to the next question. Determine the correctness or otherwise the following assertion and reason. Assertion is given the difference in the respective melting points of butter and coconut oil is caused by the degrees of saturation of corresponding fatty acid chain. Yes, this is correct. The butter and the coconut oil, they are made up of fatty acids, and fatty acids both have a different kind of fatty acid chain. So presence of different fatty acid chain, they will also have the different melting points of their saturation. Okay, so this is the correct assertion. Okay, so A is true, cause A is true, here is all it is there. So reason for that, what it is, we'll see. Is that a true reason or a false reason? Unsaturated fatty acid chains in fats or lipids become solid more easily because they are relatively straight and thus able to pack together more closely than the saturated chain. This is absolutely correct, because unsaturated fatty acids, they easily get packed because they are having the straight chains. So yes, this is correct, but you don't see any relation between them. Okay, this cannot be the reason for this. So both A and R are true, and A is the correct reason. So this is not the correct option. A and R are true, but R is not the correct reason for A. So B is the correct answer here. Coming to the next question. Match the techniques of group 1 with their application in group 2 for protein analysis. So, nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. We know this spectroscopy technique is used, NMR is used for determining the structure of a molecule. So, P is going to be 4. Then, coming to fluorescence resonance energy transfer, it is used for determining the proximity between specific sites. Okay, ultraviolet absorption spectroscopy, which is used to determine the concentration of a solution. So here it is going to be concentration. Dynamic light scattering, it is used to determine the size of the molecule. So here it is going to be the 3. So the correct answer is B here. Next question, determine the correctness or otherwise the following assertion and reason. Okay, so given assertion is lac operon is an inducible operon. So we'll see. So this is a lac operon. We have a promoter. We have an operator. And we have the genes which has to be transcribed, Z, Y and A genes. Okay, so here normally when there is a repressor bind to the operator, here we have a repressor which is actually bind to the operator sequence. So here RNA polymerase is bind to promoter and it cannot move forward to transcribe these genes. So actually this repressor is bound here when there is an excess of glucose in the medium, and these genes need not to be transcribed, so repressor is bound here. So when a inducer comes and binds to this repressor is removed from this site and this promoter moves forward and transcribe these genes. So here this is an inducer. So yes, we can say that lac operon is an inducible operon. This is true. Next, lac operon is not induced when repressor protein remains bind to the operator DNA sequence. Yes, this is true. When repressor, this is a repressor, when it is bound, the inducer is not bound to this repressor. But these things are not at all related. This is dependent upon the presence or absence of glucose. So, uh, both A and R are correct, but R is not the reason for A. So A and R are true and R is the correct reason. No, this is not wrong. A and R are true, but R is not the correct reason for A. So B is the correct answer. Next question. Match the diseases in group 1 with the causative organism. So this is the totally the concept based question. You have to know the disease and their causative agents. Okay, so syphilis is caused by Treponema pallidum, and next we have bacillary dysentery, which is caused by here mm, it is caused by Shigella dysenteriae. Yeah, gas gangrene is caused by Clostridium perfringens, and whooping cough is caused by Bordetella pertussis. Okay, so this is all about the section A. Thank you.